record this and live streaming this video. Okay, so it's kind of like we need, okay, so before that, I'm going to share my screen of my talk. Right? So this talk was actually, it was my, the talk of my August class, but because seems that because the YouTube, no, sorry, everyone are not able to go on Google Meet. So there is, you know, no way. And I'm talking to the air, so like to almost to myself. So I would like to do it again. And I had added some more things in my talk. So I hope that everyone are more interested in this. Okay. So if you have any question, okay, just don't be shy or don't hesitate to interrupt. Okay. Okay. So my class, my talk is how karma being created and how to break free. Okay. So this class, okay, pin video. Okay. So this is my my talk today. Okay, so I think that karma, or in Chinese, is called ye, right? Like, oh yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So this is something that we have already heard in both in Chinese and in American society. So, and I think this is also commonly used right now in our daily vocabulary. Okay, so I think there is no need for us to talk about details about karma, but maybe we have to talk something that talk about something, just a little bit about that. Okay, so karma, by my master's definition, is refers to actions which will surely yield results. Right? So that means that every actions that we act out, reproduce, will definitely yield results. Okay, so for example, okay, so very easy, very simple karmic retribution. That this is what we call karmic retribution. Is kind of like you're brushing your teeth, so you have a nice breath. You will prevent your teeth cavities. There is less teeth problems, okay, or dental problems. Okay, so it is not guaranteed, but it will be, you know, the risk will lower, right? Okay, so actually every actions, or even we are not just talking about physical actions, but also we're talking about mental, what we think, and also verbal, what we say. And we believe that mental actions and as well as the verbal actions has power also that will yield results, right? They are powerful as the physical actions that also will lead to certain consequences. Okay, so this is karma. So for the Buddhist definition, karma is not just a physical one. Okay, so I think that everyone knows this, right? But it includes your mental state, your verbal, what words that you use, that you choose to use, and also the physical, you know, physical actions. Right? So this is a very simple definition by my master, Venerable Master Xing Yun. Okay, and another one is that it is from the Buddha. And this Buddha, this statement is actually, it is very commonly used. Okay, it was being used and in any places in Southern traditions. I think that this will be also used in like prayers or like any places that you will be, you will use. Okay, so this is from Chula Kama Vibhanga Sutta. Okay, so here we don't have anyone who are very good at Pali, but I can just kind of like breaking this word up, like we can see karma there, right, in this small phrase. So karma, K-A-M-M-A, right? Okay, karma actually means karma. Karma is a Sanskrit term. Karma is the Pali term. Okay, and chula means small, right, or short. Okay, so it's kind of like another a synonym to maha. Mahayana, right? Okay, so maha means large or longer, right? Okay, and chula means shorter or a smaller version of something. Okay, so chula, small or short. Karma means karma, action. Okay, vibhanga. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't learn Pali, so I actually am using English pronunciation or even a Filipino pronunciation on the word. Okay, so vibhanga. Oh, okay, so vibhanga means the exposition or analysis. Okay, so analysis on actions. So it is a shorter version of Buddha explaining the action. Okay, so this sutra is something that the Buddha explained the actions, and there is another one is longer, the longer version of the sutra of the Buddha who explained the actions. Okay, so what is the most important things of this sutra is, okay, so this sutra can be found in Madhyama Nikaya. It is a middle version of this Nikaya. Okay, middle Nikaya, so middle version. Okay, so it is number 135. So Madhyamika Nikaya 135. Okay, and this one, okay, I think this is the main point of this sutta. So beings are owners of their actions, hear about their actions, they originate from their actions, are bound to their actions, have their actions as their refuge. Okay, so just a while ago, I was talking to Jeff, and we were talking about a lot of things like past and living at the present, and some astronomy things like the bang. There is a clash of two black holes, or Jeff has shared with me about the lagging of the videos. Right, so actually, sometimes our judgments or our actions is based on our past judgments. Okay, so actually it is so, and sometimes our actions will lead to some consequences, right? Okay, then so actually we are the owner, we are inherited, and we are the only one who will be responsible to our actions. Okay, and we are originated from the actions. Okay, so maybe the past actions. Okay, so this is a very famous statement. It can be heard in Southern traditions. So if you go to a the temple, Buddhist temple of Southern traditions, maybe in some services you might be hearing these. Okay, if they chant or they have an English version of their chanting. Okay, so this is a famous statement, and which is really true to us, right, to the Buddhists. Okay, so now I would like to talk about karma in 4 aspects. One is cause and effect, and also 3 time periods. It means past, present, and future. Okay, so this is a little chat just before the class begins is really something that is matched to our topic. Okay, and also we are going to talk about 12 link of dependent origination. Okay, DO means dependent origination because it's too long. Okay, so I will be just shortening it and taking the capital letter of each word, DO, dependent origination, and the change. Okay, because what can we do with it, with our karma, right? So we need change. So this is what we are going to talk about. Okay, so. And my reference, the book is the Buddha Dharma, Pure and Simple. So there are a lot of, there are 5 articles talking about causes and conditions. Okay, and the karma, it related to some, the topic of karma. So I think I recommend you to go to that, the link, or go back to that, the book, and start reading these 5 articles, okay, after the class. Okay, so cause and effects. Okay, so I think this one might be, you know, oh, this is very simple because, you know, when you're in a college, everything is cause and effect. And, you know, when you were as a child, your parents taught you that, you know, you will have some consequences, right, after doing something. Right, or if you have a kid, you're also teaching them these, right? Actually, it is because you have this experience, right? And this is maybe it is your family rules, okay? The rules of your family or the parents. Okay, so you know, you set the rules, and if the rules got offended, then you have certain consequences. Okay, so cause. If there is a cause, there will be a consequences, right? But something that I have to talk about is, maybe I can get these larger. Okay, maybe it's not a lot of not large enough, but I hope that this can be you can see that clearly. Okay, so so actually, when we're saying cause and effect, okay, so we're missing something, right? So it is not just a linear things, right? Or it is not just a direct cause and effect things, but it is more like a very, very complicated things. For example, there is something that we call conditions, right, that will support the cause and making it into effects. Okay, so there are a lot of conditions, and there is a main cause. Okay, so what is the difference between cause and the conditions? For my explanation is that the cause is the main things that you know that these will directly going to become this effect. For example, the seed. Okay, a seed of mango will be growing. You know that the effect of this seed is a mango tree. Okay, if there is you know, a good conditions for it to grow, then the mango seed will become a mango tree. Okay, so what is the conditions? Conditions is a supportive causes, okay, that will make this main cause, okay, will nurture or will mature this main cause into the effects. So it is kind of like a maturing, a process of maturing this main cause. Right? So there is a lot of things, for example, okay, so for example, this is a classic example. It's kind of like becoming a textbook example right now. Okay, so it's called planting seeds. Okay, so there is a Simpsons. Okay, there is an episode of Simpsons. You know, the Mr. Simpson is trying to, you know, planting seeds or being a farmer. Okay, so there is a lot of scenarios, right? Okay, so when you sow a lot of seeds, right? Okay, but you never know how big is the harvest, or how, how can you, how big is the harvest? So here is the scenario one. Right? Mr. Simpson planted seeds, right? And it never grows. And Marge said, Marge, right? I think her name is Marge. Okay, Marge Simpson said, oh, maybe it needs more fertilizer. Okay, so that fertilizer is a supporting conditions to the main cause, which is the seed. Okay, and the scenario B is that, okay, so probably it's just a bad growing season. Okay, so it's kind of like you're planting the seed in the wrong season, or this season or this year is really bad. Okay, if it is you want you want everything comes perfect, ideally when it needs water, it rains. When it needs suns, the suns come up. Okay, but things never turns as you think, right? Okay, so when you plant it, then maybe it's you got frost, right? Or you got a big rain, and the seed will just die. Okay, so because of the wet or because of the coldness, okay, so it is growing back, bad growing season. Or scenario C, okay, this Mr. Simpson is just, pretending, okay, I just, who cares what it is? It's growing. Okay, so he just, spreading any seeds. Okay, so it's just like us making, bad or good actions or anything. Okay, so it grows. Okay, and I save the farm. So, okay, so this is a very classic examples of explaining cause, condition, and effects. Okay, so this is very classic. Okay, and I would like to talk about what I'm going to talk about is that actually this cause, okay, we can see the cause of the gray color, okay, and with enough supportive conditions, right, this cause will turn into effect. Okay, so this is the orange effect. Okay, then this effect actually will be a cause to another effect. Okay, so if it gets enough conditions. Okay, so for example, okay, tree of the mango. Okay, the tree of the mango, and then the seed of the mango seed, then it will be enough conditions, right sunlight, right amount of water, etc., and then it grows into mango seeds, right? Okay, and mango trees, and then for it to be fruit, right? Okay, you need a lot of conditions, like maybe fertilizers, or enough sunlight, or these trees are old enough to bear fruit. Okay, so there is a lot of conditions for the tree to be a cause of a lot of mango fruits, right? Which is the effect. Okay, so actually cause will turn into effect, and this effect will turn into a cause of another effects. Okay, so I think that maybe you can have a lot of examples in your daily life. Right? So let us take a look at some examples. Okay, so for example, the experiment, like whether it is a lab experiment or it is an experiment of social experiments, okay, then there is a control group and experimental group, right? Okay, so control group is you have to control it in a certain conditions, compared with the experimental group. So you know that your experiment is really valid. Okay, so here is a very interesting comic. Okay. So a candidate said, "I'll put the country back to work." Yes, okay, like higher employment rate. Okay, right? Okay. Then there is a man raise his hand in the crowd. Okay, say, "Can I be in the control group?" So it means that he doesn't want to work. Okay, so this is another. It is an example of when we're having an experiment, we always need a control group to see that if our experimental group is valid, right? Okay, so that is, we have to put a lot of causes and conditions in the experimental group that and in compare with a much stable control group. Okay, so this is another example. Okay, this is the last example that I would like to share with you. So this is something that we call you are what you eat, right? Okay, so this is we are like when we are eating healthier food, okay, then or more nutritious fruit, then our body will be more healthy. Okay, so there will be consequences. Okay, so or having a more possibility of being healthy, right? Okay, so this is also an example. Okay, so here there is another cute comic called say, "Don't forget the rabbit talked to the dog." Okay, I think that you know the name of that rabbit and dogs, but I don't know. But the rabbit says, "Don't forget you are what you eat." And the dog holding the hamburger said, "Oh, so I need to eat a skinny person to get skinny." Okay, so so but this is a joke. Okay, so this is not something that I would agree on it. Okay, but it is just very cute and it's just a joke. Okay, but we can have a debate on that. Okay, so but we're not talking about logics today. Okay, so this is just a very simple example. Okay, so actually when we are talking about cause, conditions, and effects, right, that also applies to our actions. So whatever our action are, then there is a consequences to that particular actions. Okay, but for us there is some ingredients or criteria called time. Okay, this is very important. This is something that we have to talk about. Okay, so for a cause, okay, to be mature into effect, we need time. Not only we need conditions, but also we need time for a cause to nurture and turns into the effect. Okay, so time is also, it plays a very crucial work in this cause, condition, and effects. Okay, and when times gets in, I think that it's more complicated. Why is that so? Okay, because something that I would like to talk about is because we have a lot of causes and a lot of conditions, right? So maybe we cannot see a lot of causes and conditions. So we might mistaken that this cause is just this is only the sole cause, right, to these particular effects. Okay, so that and we forgot there is a lot of conditions. Okay, so here. Okay, so let me see, take a look. Okay, so maybe we can talk about some examples. Okay, we are going to talk about the examples of just like something that we talked. Okay, the fruit. Okay, so for some tree to be fruit, okay, there is not just, you know, suns or right amount of water or the soils, fertilizers, but also we have to talk about the year. So I think that for those who has attended my past Buddhism class, that we have talked about it, about the karma, different kind of karma. Okay, and this is the past slide that I have shown in my previous class. Okay, so fruit trees, there are years to fruit. There are different years to fruit to the different trees. So for example, fig tree, it takes 1 to 2 years to fruit. Apple tree, 2 to 5 years. A kapao tree, I know that, I learned that this is a St. Louis local vegetation. So pao tree, 5 to 7 years to fruit. Avocado trees take longer, and as far as I know that olive tree takes longer also, like 10 or to 15 or 20 years to get an olive fruit tree, olive seeds. Okay, so avocado 10 to 15 years. Right, so actually there is our actions also like the fruit. Okay, so you there is no instant karma. You know, sometimes there is an instant karma, right? Okay, so for example, is there any example for the instant karma? Oh, like for example, you're eating, right? You're eating, then you get full. Oh yes, I get my I get nutrition, so I will not feeling hungry. Okay, so this is the instant karma, right? Okay, so I sleep, so I sleep early, okay, and then I get up in a more energetic way, right? Okay, so I feel more energetic because I have enough sleep. Okay, so this is an instant karma, but sometimes not all the karma is instant. Okay, so just an example of the year. So so when we are looking at these cause and effects and conditions and time, okay, there is always some confusions, okay, or some misunderstanding or misinterpretations of what we have. Okay, so let us talk about the misconceptions or misunderstanding of some of the karma and the karmic retribution. So there is four kinds of people. Okay, here you go. 4 kinds of people. 4 kinds of people. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think this is from the Maha. Okay, this one. Okay, so let me show you. Okay. Oops. Okay, this one, this very famous statement is from the shorter exposition of actions, right? Okay, and this table that I made, let me see. Okay, this table is from the longer exposition of the actions. Okay, so maybe you can just go back after the class. You can go back to these 2 very interesting sutta, okay, that can be found. Okay, one is from MN 135. I think that you can just type MN 135. Then you can just go. You will be directed to that particular sutta. There is a lot of versions, English versions. try to get understandable or in plain English versions, because there are a different translation versions, okay, English versions. Right. And this one is from MN Madhyamika Nikaya 136. So they are back to back. Right? They are 135. Another one is 136. Okay, so this is a longer exposition of actions. So the questions that the Buddha want to talk about or want to explain about karma in this longer exposition is about the misunderstanding. There is a misunderstanding view of karma, okay, among the people. Okay, so he said there are four kinds of people. One, they do good deeds and they get good results. Okay, sorry, should be S, right? Okay, results. Okay, and people do bad deeds, they get bad results. This is pretty straightforward. Okay, and then another one, number 3, is people do good deeds but get bad results. People get bad deeds and get good results. Okay, right? Okay, so I think that there are a lot of situations or a lot of things that you have seen. You will be whenever you feel that is unfair, that maybe you will, that is the scenario 3 and scenario 4. Okay, and if you are having a confirmative or a positive feedback, and it always happens on number 1 and number 2, right? Okay, so actually if you see good deeds turns into good results, okay, the people having this experience will tend to agree or have a positive attitude on the karmic retribution or karmic consequences, or cause and effect. Okay, and also number 2, bad deeds and they got bad results, right? Okay, and people will tend to agree or having a positive positive attitude on the karmic retribution. Okay, but if it is number 3 and 4, people do good deeds but having bad results, or bad deeds but having good results, then people tend to disagree on there is a karmic retribution. That is not fair, right? Okay, right? Or I don't see any karmic retribution there, right? Okay, so the Buddha tells us why. Okay, here, and I think this is very important. Right? So he said that the person who did good deeds and get good results, right? Okay, they must have done a good deed to be experienced as pleasant, either previously or later, or else at the time of death they undertook right view. Okay, so actually when I am talking about good deeds and good results, okay, in sutta it is talking about a good rebirth or a bad rebirth. Okay, but for me, I tend to because maybe someone doesn't because we can't see any rebirth, right? Okay, we see the good results and bad results. So I will be just pulling it to focusing on the good results. Okay, so results. Okay, so not the rebirth, the word rebirth. Okay, but Buddha is talking about rebirth at the sutta. Okay, so the Buddha said, okay, the people who do good deeds and get good results, that may be they have done something good, okay, either previously or later. So what does that mean? So previously or later, that means, okay, this is not an instant karma. So we can't just relate every causes into an effect linearly. So it means that just, this cause is this effect, right? But it's instead we have to look back, okay, or we have to look further or beyond these cause. Maybe there is something good that is being done before or later of these good cause or good deeds. Okay, so it doesn't mean that these good deeds is the sole cause to these good results. Okay, but there is maybe a previous ones. Okay, so I think that I'm not very good at using a tense, right? There is a time tenses. In English, there is tenses that describes the momentum, the time of how you do the actions, right? Okay, but in Chinese there is nothing. We can just say, oh, before, after, and that's it. Okay, but in English, okay, there is a tense for describing the moment of doing something, right? Okay, so there is a moment of doing something, and then there is a cause, right? Okay, and this cause, okay, when traced back to its cause, right? This effect, we would like to trace back to its cause. Maybe there is it is not because of this cause causing this effect, but it's much further, okay, or much earlier. There is a cause that turns into effect, but you don't know, and you're thinking about, oh, maybe this one causing that one. Okay, so there is a very good example from a professor. I just had a class with a professor, right? And he said, okay, so a good example of good bad deeds but having a good results is that you're robbing a bank, right? Someone robbing a bank, right? But without getting caught. Okay, right? Okay, so it doesn't mean that you are robbing a bank is a good actions because you are not getting caught. Maybe it is because you run fast. Okay, so the direct cause of this not getting caught of robbing the bank is because you run fast. Okay, so there are a lot of conditions, or that a lot of supportive cause that will turns into results. Right, so we can't just very directly or just straightforward linearly connect the effects to a certain cause, okay, because that will be not that accurate. Okay, so actually the Buddha and this chart actually are talking about some of our misinterpretation of our karma is because that we are linking our effect into the wrong cause. Okay, so that is very important. And I think that one thing that is very, very, very important is that this, okay, at the time of death, or at the time something happened, okay, so especially at the time of death, okay, so And so that is the reason why the Buddha, emphasized about the present moment, right? Okay, we are talking about the present moment a lot. Okay? And Buddha encouraged us to live at the present moment. Why? It is because that when you are living in the present moment, okay, it will define your destination. Or even further, it will define your rebirth. Okay, so at the moment of making a choice, right? For example, you're making a choice of going to some maybe applying your job, right? Okay, so or applying for choosing your career, right? There is a lot of options, right? Okay, then you at the moment that you had your decision, then actually it has already defined your destination. Okay, so the Buddha said that at the moment of you to act, okay, or at the time that you to choose, okay, that it will define your destination. Okay? So it is also applies very true at the time of death. Okay. If you have if you are connected with goodness, wholesome thoughts, okay, then it will, and also the right view, okay, then it will lead you to a good rebirth. Okay, so that is very interesting. Okay, so this is something that we have to talk about also. Okay, so Buddha actually explained about, I think that for number 1 and 2 we don't have any questions, right? No question at all. But for number 3 and 4 we have questions, and we tend to disagree about the karmic retribution because we see a lot of examples. Right? That good deeds may not have good results, but it will have bad results, or a bad deeds will turn into good results, right? Okay, so just having an example of robbing a bank without getting caught, that is because they run fast. It is because your legs or your motorcycles or your car, okay, is is faster than the police officers. Okay, and so we tend to disagree on that when we are seeing the the number 3 and number 4 scenario. Okay, but the Buddha explains that it is because that the fruiting of, or the matured of a good deeds or the bad results, it is not directly linked to the bad or good results or a cause, bad or good deeds. Okay, so I hope that you can understand that. Okay. So that means that when we are doing good, okay, it doesn't mean that we will definitely having a good results. Okay, right? Okay, so sometimes we will be having, we will have doubt, like, am I doing this correctly? Or am I, when I apply Buddha's teachings, being compassionate to others, but I'm always got mistreated, or I have betrayal, and is this correct? Okay, so Buddha taught to us that it is because maybe, okay, when we are doing good deeds and the past bad deeds just matured, then we got bad results. Okay, so don't have faith in good deeds to good results, because there will be a mature, because the Buddha, my master said that action will yield the results, right? Every action will yield the results. Right? So don't get doubt, okay, on your doing good. Okay. Okay, so this one is very important. Oops, let me see. Okay, so my master said, all present encounters are caused by past actions. To know the effects of the future, one need only look at present deeds. Okay, so actually we don't have to, we don't have to go to fortune tellers or anyone, okay, to tell us what our future will be. Okay, just look at what we do in our present moment. Okay, therefore, there is no need to wait for the next life to experience the 3 time periods. Okay, every day is an experience of the past, present, and future. For it is a continuous cycle of causes, conditions, and effects. For effects embody causes, and causes embody effects. Okay, just as the diagram shows. Okay, and whatever seeds that are sown in the present, be it wholesome or unwholesome, will come into effect in the future. Okay, so my master said, okay, maybe what is done, right, in the past. Okay, so but in the future, right, or when we are living in the presence, what we can do is that we can go to we can do good, and we will know that our future will be a better future if we do good, okay, or we do wholesome deeds. Okay, so now we're going to talk about ourselves. How about ourselves? Okay, so when we are talking about past, present, future, okay, so what the Buddhas talk about, okay, and so Buddha actually talks about the cycle of dependent origination. This is the explanation of the cycle of birth, okay, or a rebirth cycle. Okay, so usually we will start at ignorance. There is a 12 o'clock, right? You go to 12 o'clock and you see an ignorance, right? Okay, so this ignorance leads to karmic formations. Okay, so ignorance, maybe it is kind of like it is something that you don't know. Okay, you can't get things through about why this caused that, or how this caused that. Okay, and the supportive conditions, then you get a karmic formation. Right, so you get a choice. You have a choice. You made a choice. You did it, right? And then it will have consciousness. Okay, when we are having a formation of our actions, actually we are reconfirming, this is what I said, this is what I agreed. Okay, so there is a consciousness of I. Okay, then it leads to our next rebirth. So this consciousness. Then there is the consciousness of I. Okay, then this consciousness I will be turn into mind and matter. This is a state of kind of like a fetus. Right? The state of fetus living in mother's womb. Okay, so mind and matter is kind of like a state of the fetus. Right? Then when the mother gave birth, the baby has 6 senses, right? Okay, so we have the 5 senses, ear, eye, and then we have mind, right? Okay, then these 6 senses will get contact with the materials or with the world. then we can get to know the world, right? Okay, we will differentiate the colors, we will differentiate the smells of everything, right? The sounds, you can recognize the sound of mom or dad or someone, right? Okay, and so we get contact. And then we will, and from this contact, we produce feeling. I like this, I don't like that, right? Okay, I got feeling. Okay, then I get craving. I like this, so I want more. I don't like that, I want it less, right? It is craving. And then clinging. Okay, so if you don't have that, what you want, then you might be, you know, kind of like, oh, okay, you got frustrated, you got agitated, okay, or you get too much things that you don't want, right? And you got frustrated too, right? Then this cleaning will having a becoming. Okay, becoming is some force. Right? This force will lead you to the next rebirth. Okay, so that we will have a rebirth again, and then aging and death. Okay, so if we put time in the cycle of dependent origination, we will see, okay, that in orange one, it is the past karma process. The blue one is the present rebirth process. And then the darker blue is the present karma process. Okay, so what is the present rebirth process? It means sometimes this cannot be changed. Like for example, right, I'm not talking about plastic surgery, but it is, so for example, if you are this high, okay, you can get short, or you can, or if you get, of course, if you get old, you will be shorter, right? A little bit shorter, but you will not be, you know, you, for example, if you're born as Asian, you are Asian forever, right? If you're born as, you know, and any race, then you are that race if forever, right? Okay, so that is called present rebirth process. Okay, and something karma process means that we are producing something, right? We're producing a force that lead us to the future rebirth process. Right, so this is, so birth and aging and death is the future rebirth process. All right, so this also explains about the cause and effects of our lives, okay, especially our present lives. Okay, so how our senses can interact with the world and how the human interact, all right? Okay. And how our actions being produced, right? Because we have feeling, we have craving, we have clinging, so we do have, we produce actions. Okay, so this is the present karma actions, and so that explains why we have rebirth. So this is the rebirth cycle. Okay. So I would like to share with you the last story. This is the last story, but I have another one. Okay, the teachings from the Venerable Master. Right. So this story is called A Crooked Tree. Right. Actually, it is a metaphor of life. Metaphor. Right. So you can see there is two pictures. One is a much greener crooked tree on left, and one is much like autumn time, right? Autumn time of crooked tree on the right. Okay, so both trees are crooked into different directions. Okay? To the left of the green tree and to the right of the brown tree. Right? So this is the metaphor of life. So here is a story. There was a king. There was a king who was in the Buddha time. He was a Buddhist. He supports, he supports the Sangha, having a lot of good policies according to the Buddhist law, okay, Buddhist law, and these 5 precepts, right? Okay, and good policies, right? And so, he has done a lot of good things. Right? So, in our mentality, I'm doing a lot of good things, okay, I might be feeling very peaceful, contented, okay, but the Buddha or the king has a lot, one worries. Okay? These worries is what is his future. Right? So this worries is what the future. Right? So future includes what is his next life or what's his next rebirth. So he went to the Buddha one day and then asked for the answer from the Buddha. And the Buddha didn't reply or direct him to say, "Oh, king, you're going to get rebirth in heavenly beings as a heavenly beings or something." Right? Instead, he pointed out a tree outside of the vihara. Right? Vihara is the house, right? Or the temple that Buddha resides. Right? So, hey, Your Majesty, right? Did you see that crooked tree? Yes. Yes, Buddha. So this tree was crooked to the left, right? Okay, just like the green tree, okay, on the photo. Okay, so this tree was crooked to the left. In what direction does this crooked tree falls? To the left, right? To the tree, to the direction it crooked, right? So so to the left it crooked, so to the left it will fall. Okay. How about if this tree was crooked to the right? Okay. In what direction it will fall? To the right. I think that you all have the same answer as the king. Okay, so yes, the Buddha said yes. So this crooked tree falls to the direction it crooked, and people also just like the crooked tree. Okay. When they nurture their self into a good direction, and so when in the future he will get directed to a better life, in a better future. If he direct himself or he has done a lot of bad things, okay, then he will get directed to the bad rebirth or bad future. Okay, so this is from the Buddha. Okay, so what is this? Okay, so actually we're going to take a look at the famous statement again. Beings are owners of their actions, heir of their actions, they originate from their actions, are bound to their actions, have their actions as their refuge. Okay, so maybe we can talk about these, maybe a little bit detail when we're talking about these. Okay, so maybe if you are interested, we can talk about the cycle of dependent origination, because this is very crucial. So this is the cycle of rebirth. So how can we break free? Okay, so the Buddha's advice is that we can change, right? Because actions is controlled by us. Our actions is controlled by us because we are the owner. We are originated from our actions, right? So we can control our future. We can control our destination. So this is not, again, this is not frightened. Okay, so this statement is not frightened. It's not frightening you that, oh, okay, so you can't do anything wrong. Okay, so instead we are encouraging people to do good. Okay, because everything controls in our hand. Okay, so my master said, true Buddhist practitioners understand that true reliance is found within oneself, because our future is on our hand. Okay? That life is in one's own hands. Okay? And that we are the one who can determine our own future. So here is another first statement, okay, said by, I don't know, it is too small. Okay, it's Atati Pa Sutta. Okay, so the Buddha said, monks, be islands unto yourselves. Be your own refuge, having no others. Let the Dharma be an island and a refuge to you, having no others. Okay, so what is this? Okay, so is there, if you would like to go online, there is some resources that you can look to, including the reading materials that we're using, the Buddha Dharma Pure and Simple, and also this one. There is for FGS English Dharma Services. This is the link or a blog site that our headquarters created for those who has no resources for attending the service at their local temple. Okay, so there is a Dharma services there, so you can just check on that, take a look at that. There is a lot of short Dharma talk you can look into. So that is also a good resource that you can look into. Okay, so okay, so there is no time, so maybe we can have, do you have any question? Any questions?
Well, I think
No?
there are probably a lot of questions, but I don't know how to approach them yet. You know, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay, so maybe it's you know, the sutta that I show maybe answer some questions about why bad people get good results, or why good people get bad results, right? Okay, so that is because their past deeds, they're the mature of the past deeds. So you can't just link very linearly to the personality or the actions of a certain period of time. Maybe we have to look beyond times, okay, even more deeper or longer. Okay, so this is something that we have to, you know, because our limitation, that we can't see beyond, right? We can't see beyond the past lives. So there's some questions, but I think that my master said that the past deed has been done. What has been done is done, right? Okay, so there is not much things that we can do. Okay, but we can always seize the present moment, seize the things that we do, and we can start right here and right now. Right, so this is something that we can learn from. Okay. Any question, Dennis?
No, I'm
no
good.
Question. Okay, Ling, right? Do you have any question?
No, I'm good.
No.
Thank you, Master.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I hope that my talk will be answering some questions, and thank you for coming, joining my talk. And I think that this I I'm not successfully to live stream my YouTube video, but I have recorded this, so I might upload this video onto YouTube channel. So if you want to just review or go back to my talk, you may do so, or you can recommend your friend to look into this video if you find this useful. Okay, so thank you very much, and we're going to have our next class on the first Saturday of October. So it's October 3rd. Okay, so please put down the date. Put down the date on your calendar, and I hope that I can see you there. And I will see you also in the Sunday service. Okay, so thank you very much for coming. So thank you.
Bye.
Have a great Labor Day weekend.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Venerable.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Jeff.
Thank
Venerable.
you.
Good to see you,
Yes,
Dan.
yes. Good to see you too.
Stay safe, everybody.
All right.
Yes.
Bye.
Stay safe and happy. Bye.
Have a nice Labor Day weekend. Bye.
Yes. Bye.